हेलो। हम्म। अच्छा, भेज दिया। लिंक भेज दिया। मैप कैसे ओपन करें? देख। अच्छा। कहाँ से? ये। मेरा। हाँ हाँ। ये लाइट के लिए इन्वर्टर लगा लेंगे इसको। वैसे लाइट कभी जाती नहीं है। सो देयर वाज इलेक्ट्रिसिटी फेलियर। वी आर रिज्यूमिंग इट। आई टोल्ड यू दैट Sweden, along the border of Sweden and Norway, Julian Mountains are there. So these mountains do not permit moisture bearing winds to move inward. That is, Sweden lies in the rain shadow region of Julian Mountains. So it is dry and very cold in winters. So much cold that this sea, uh-huh, so much cold that this Gulf of Bothnia, it remains frozen for large part of the year, especially in winters. Why? Because of these Julian mountains, the moderating impact of sea does not penetrate inwards. As a result of these Julian mountains, this Sweden is very cold, dry, because the moderating impact of wind does not reach over the interior, and Gulf of Bothnia remains frozen for large part of the year, especially in winters. Now, here Sweden, you see the northern part of Sweden, half of it is hilly, and half of eastern part is plain. In the central part, there are numerous lakes. Southern part is plain. Sweden happens to be the largest Scandinavian country. Scandinavian country, both in terms of area and population. Sweden is the largest Scandinavian country, both in terms of area and population. The southern part of Sweden is covered by glacial deposits. Southern part of Sweden is plain. This part. This part is plain. The southern part of Sweden is plain. If you see just north of it, why? It is covered by glacial deposits. And in the just north of it lies various glacial lakes. Lake Vänern, Lake Vättern, numerous lakes are there. Lake Vänern, Lake Vättern, isn't it? And these lakes are connected. All these lakes are connected by way of canal, popularly known as Gata Canal. We'll discuss. So southern part of Sweden is fertile agricultural land, but the temperature is very low because moderating impact of ocean is absent. As a result, wheat is not grown, even in the southern part. What we see, the southern part of Sweden plain is covered with glacial deposits and it is dotted with glacial lakes. But since and northern part, it is forested. Northern part is forested. In fact, 66% area of Sweden is under forest. As a result, Sweden is the world's largest producer of sawn wood. World's largest. And it is the largest producer of paper and pulp in Europe, because northern part is fully completely forested. 66% area is under forest. Southern part is is having plains as well as lakes. We'll discuss them in detail. Now, in southern Sweden, as I told you, because of extreme low temperature, rye and oats happen to be the staple food. Wheat does not grow because of low temperature. And hay and fodder are equally important for cattle. So Sweden is also famous for butter production because of cattle rearing. The most important agriculture plain of Sweden is this. The most important agriculture plain of Sweden is in extreme south, known as Skåne. This is the most important agricultural plain. Although here also agriculture is pursued, but this is very important, most important. Now, let us talk about this industries. It is the most industrialized among all Scandinavian countries. Most industrialized, and here industries are found in the south central part, where here this is having border with Norway. This is Lake Vänern, Lake Vättern. This great lake region, this is known as Lake Depression region. This region is known as Lake Depression region, where most of its industries are located. You can see its capital and the largest city, Stockholm. We will discuss Västerås, Eskilstuna, Norrköping, Linköping, Trollhättan, and this Göteborg. All these industrial cities are located here in the Lake Depression region. The eastern part of Sweden, here what happens, western part is hilly, all the rivers flow into the frozen Gulf of Bothnia. Gulf of Bothnia is here. Paper mills are located along the eastern coast. Paper mills. Why? Because the logs of wood can be easily dispatched on the frozen Gulf of Bothnia. So they are dispatched, forest is cut, it is forested, and through rivers and through frozen surface they are dispatched. So all along the eastern coast of Sweden, it is dotted with paper and pulp industries. Now, at one point of time, and still, Sweden is the largest producer of best quality iron ore in Europe. It is having the largest deposits of iron ore, and that too of best quality. In the north, you find them at Kiruna and Gallivare. Kiruna, Gallivare, iron ore. And then iron is also found in the central part here at Dannemora, iron ore. So Kiruna, Gallivare in north and Dannemora in central part, these are the largest deposits of iron ore and they are of best quality. Since Sweden was not endowed with coal, as I told you, it was the availability of coal that determined the location of other industries, because coal is required for smelting. Because it never had coal, so all this iron ore was exported by way of port of Narvik. Narvik is a port of Norway, because eastern coast is frozen. So this iron ore used to be exported by way of Narvik port of Norway. But now with the development of electricity, it has tapped hydroelectricity. Now steel is being manufactured in Sweden itself. Previously it was not. When coal was the sole source of energy, at that time this iron ore was exported. But now there are numerous steel plants that have cropped up in Sweden. Now let us discuss this Gota Canal. See, Stockholm, this is Lake Vänern, Lake Vättern, and here there is a chief port of Sweden, that is Göteborg. Göteborg is well connected. Göteborg lies on the North Sea, it lies in North Sea, and this Stockholm lies in Baltic Sea. You see, if you open up the map of Europe, you will find कि very close to Sweden, there is an island of Denmark, Zealand. So on the west, it is Baltic, it is North Sea. On the east, it is Baltic Sea. On the west, it is North Sea. So there's a canal was constructed moving through these lakes that connected North Sea to Baltic Sea. While I was discussing Germany, I discussed that in the northern part of Germany, there is a Kiel Canal. This Kiel Canal also connects North Sea to Baltic Sea. And the only natural outlet, the natural waterway that connects North Sea to Baltic Sea is the Sound. The Sound is, if you see north of Germany, this is mainland of Denmark known as Jutland. East of Jutland is the mainland Denmark. There is an island known as Zealand, on which Copenhagen, the capital, is located. Then Lowland, then Funen, these islands. This island is known as Zealand, on which Copenhagen is located. This narrow strait, this is the only narrow strait through which North Sea is connected to Baltic Sea, and this strait is known as the Sound. So the Sound happened to be the only natural connectivity between North Sea and Baltic Sea, and it is so narrow that Denmark imports electricity from Sweden. It purchases electricity from Sweden, and wires are running over the Sound. Why electrical wires are running over the Sound? It is so narrow. So this was the only natural connectivity, but with the opening of this Gota Canal that connects Göteborg to the eastern coast, and this Kiel Canal, two other connectivity between this North Sea and Baltic Sea have been established. If you open the map, you can see it clearly. In your map of Europe, you can see North Sea, Baltic Sea, Sweden, slightly separated from Denmark, island of Denmark, Zealand, where Copenhagen is located. Copenhagen is exactly located on the eastern coast of the Zealand. Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark, is located on the eastern coast of Zealand. Therefore, Copenhagen is known as key to the Baltic. Copenhagen is known as key to the Baltic. So this was important. I was skipping this. I forgot to explain this. Now let us come back to this Sweden. Let us discuss the important industrial cities of Sweden. What are the main manufacturing centers? I discussed eastern coast is devoted to paper and pulp industries. Now, iron and steel. See here, for iron and steel, because it is having the best quality and largest iron ore deposits which were previously exported to other countries for want of coal. Now electricity has been generated through hydroelectricity, and now steel centers are there. A large steel center is at in the north known as Luleå. for iron steel. This is the capital, Stockholm. South of Stockholm, there is a place known as city Oxyloson. This is known for, these two towns are known for iron steel manufacturing. Just south of Stockholm, Oxyloson. Now, with the opening of this canal which connects Göteborg through these lakes on the eastern coast, Lake Van Vättern. Now the engineering products of Stockholm are easily transported via this Gotha Canal to Göteborg, and from where it is exported. Göteborg is the chief port of Sweden. It is largest ship building center of Sweden, and it is also a big hub for automobile and aerospace industry. In fact, there are three: Gothenburg, Trollhättan, and just on this canal there is a city, Linköping. Gothenburg, Trollhättan, and Linköping. Linköping is on this Gotha Canal. These three cities are known for automobile manufacturing and aerospace industry. Gothenburg is additionally the largest port and also the largest shipbuilding center. Stockholm is known for its engineering goods. Apart from Stockholm, there is a place, Västerås, this city. Västerås and Stockholm are also known for electronics industry. West of Stockholm, there is a place, Eskilstuna. This is noted for cutlery. It is known as Sheffield of Sweden, because it is noted for cutlery. Sheffield was in UK, so Sheffield is the largest cutlery town. So Eskilstuna is also specializing in cutlery, so it is known as Sheffield of Sweden. This is Eskilstuna. Now, south of Oxysoland, there is a place, Norrköping. This is known for textiles and paper manufacturing. So these are the main industrial regions. In the south, I discussed Skane is the most important agricultural field. This Skane is also famous for pharma and biotech industries. Apart from agriculture, it is also known for pharma and biotech industry. So this was all about this Sweden. Sweden is an industrial nation. Just 3% of the population is engaged in agriculture. 10% of the land area is devoted to agriculture, but the production is quite high. Here pork is very much preferred, pork. And basically in agriculture, apart from cereals like rye and oats, hay and fodder are equally important, because pork rearing is very important. So it is an important producer of butter also for its domestic consumption. So this was all about Sweden. Next is Finland. कोई अच्छा कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं. There is no need as such. If you see Finland, this is Finland. Finland is a land of lakes and forest. 75% area of Finland, northern part, is covered with forest. And in south, it is dotted with numerous glacial lakes. The unique feature of Finland is it is completely plain. Finland is completely plain, it's not mountainous. And the southern part of Finland is very close to sea level. So it is one of the best example of peneplain, that is erosional surface. Southern part is dotted with numerous glacial lakes and 75% of the land area in north. The 75% in Finland, it is land of forest and lakes. 75% area is devoted to forest. But unlike Sweden, it does not exploit its forest for sawnwood or paper. It manufactures paper, but not on that large scale. Southern part of Finland, it is dotted with numerous glacial lakes. It is a low-lying area reduced to sea level. So these lakes are of glacial origin. The capital of Finland, that is Helsinki, is known as White City of the North. It is the second most northerly located capital of the world after Reykjavik, Iceland. The capital of Iceland, that is Reykjavik, is the most northerly located capital. Next is Helsinki, White City of the North. It is the second most northerly located capital of the world. Now, let us discuss some other aspects about this. Finland has no coal, no iron ore, only forest and lakes. It is the human resource development